Restaurant Unstoppable. Inspire, empower, and transform the industry. So how long were you with Viaud?
Viaud, I was there for,
2012?
2.5 years. And then I left for a little and then came back for another 6-7 months.
Okay, so why did you leave?
I was pursuing other opportunities.
Okay.
Viaud was a great experience for learning about the aspects of fine dining and the attention to detail when it comes to technique, creativity, and working with these amazing ingredients. But I wanted the opportunity to learn more of business relations and get more of that corporate background.
Okay.
So I did
Smart.
take a step into the corporate, and
Where'd you work?
That was Paparazzi Metro in Burlington.
Okay.
So that was one of my first restaurant opening experiences. I was a part of the opening team, and I just caught the tail end of like the final build out of it when we were starting to bring on the kitchen staff.
So what's at this point, you said this is a corporate experience. What was Paparazzi, or what is Paparazzi Metro at this point?
Paparazzi Metro is a comforting Italian pasta pizza shop.
Okay. And how many locations did they have?
Oh, they had, I think, 11 or 12 at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really smart. I think it's one thing to work at a kitchen like Viaud and you're going to learn so much about how to cook and how to really push the envelope with creativity, and how to use like the French standards of cooking. Like your technique is gonna go through the roof, right? But at the same time, getting the experience and having that intuition to know that like this is one vertical of cooking, but then there's the other vertical of cooking that's like, well, can we be like, it's really hard to be profitable with that first line of cooking, right? The labor expenses are through the roof. Like, so what was going through your mind? Like, what were the things you wanted to learn with Paparazzi Metro?
Sure.
Like, what were the key things you were hoping to get from that experience, and what did you get?
Yeah, they're definitely polar opposites, man. I mean, pulling from my experiences at Paparazzi Metro taught me how to work with the operational side of things and learning how to do Excel sheets and things like that, and pulling labor reports, cost reports, learn how to process inventory the correct way and input and export into the systems, learning how to hire, fire, deal with difficult employees, because corporations like that, they do have a higher turnaround, and they're not as personable in relations with the employees, because it is such a large corporation that they are dealing with multiple hirings, firings, so many locations, transferring of staff from different locations within the group. So you just learn to kind of work with your scheduling and know when and where you're supposed to be at what time, and really build a detailed calendar of events for your day, for your week, for the month, and learn how you can still continue to push and motivate the staff that you have there.
Man, you just dropped a lot on us. I'm taking notes as you're going. So, big thing, you were learning numbers, specifically like how to manage labor costs, just like inventory costs, time blocking, which is the last thing you said, which is huge. How to manage your time, which I think is probably the one thing that people don't teach us in this industry. We learn how to manage food. We learn eventually how to manage numbers, right, with the P&L and all that stuff. But we never really get taught how to manage time.
That's right.
And that's one of those things that we just don't learn in school, right? What did you learn about time management? And then we'll start talking about how they taught you how to deal with people.
Yeah, time management is a fickle thing, because you're in the industry, you come in, you clock in, you have work to do, you need to get your list done, and you
clock
don't really
in,
have
look
time.
at the list.
Yeah, that's
right?
it. And then it's just go.
Yeah.
So taking that extra 5-10 minutes that it does take for you after you clock in to kind of just swallow the list ahead and really organize, okay, this is the task that I need to start with. This is the time that I'm hoping to be done, and this is when I need to be on the next one. This is the 5 minutes that I'm going to take in between to breathe, take a sip of water, and use the restroom, because we all know that it's just like you go, and whenever you have time, you have the time. So,
exactly.
Being able to dedicate those moments for yourself and know that you have a list, a plan in place is massive. It helps you outline your day and be organized and successful throughout your prep.
Yeah. And what do they teach you about hiring, firing people, basically human relations?
HR, yeah. Yep. Just that everyone has its own personality, and you have to be able to work within those personalities and understand people, build those connections, and really the interview process is about building those relations before you even learn that you're going to bring them on the team, and figure out if they'd be a good fit, and if the fit of the establishment is a good fit for them. because the last thing you want to do is bring somebody in just because you need somebody, and you want to make sure that you're cultivating the right culture for the establishment where they feel at home and you can provide that home for them.
Yeah, and I think I can't remember the exact words you used, but it was something along the lines of you're just looking to like become their friend before you even decide whether you're going to hire them or not. One of the cool things I've heard recently is this idea of like when you're interviewing somebody, I think it used to be like, you know, whoever was choosing to hire you or not kind of had the leg up, but it's shifted now. Like if you're somebody who's looking to hire somebody, they got a lot of options.
That's right.
You're selling yourself to them.
That's right.
Right. And I think that's one thing we have to keep in mind. Like this person could work anywhere right now. What can we do to make them want to come work for us? You are not so much, they're not selling themselves to you as much as you need to be selling yourself to them.
That's right.
Right.
That's
So
right.
how were you selling yourself to them?
Just promoting the establishment itself, what we're doing, the food styles that we are about, the community around, what we do to support, and how we can uplift and continue to learn and grow.
Yeah, but I think the first thing you said before I decided to go deeper is you were just taking an interest in them.
Oh yeah, for
right?
sure.
Like, and if you just take an interest in somebody and truly care about that person and like you're genuinely curious, like that, I think people just want to be seen.
Yes.
If you can do that, I think that's huge stuff too. Regarding the numbers and like getting into the numbers, was there anything that you learned for like the first time working here that you just never had learned between culinary school and like this prestigious restaurant? What were some of the things as far as the details of the numbers and costing? Can you lean on any of those lessons?
Yeah, it was more so just getting more involved with them. I mean, touching on in culinary school, of course, you've had these short little lessons and everything.
Is stuff over here that you have to worry about someday.
That's right. That's right.
Until then, cook.
Yep. And then you get into the fine dining, and then you start as a cook, or let's take it me. I started as a cook, and then I'm in the industry, and I'm learning and growing as I can. And of course, with each opportunity, from Viaud, I was a cook. I became one of the sous chefs over there. And yes, through those experiences, you learn more about the numbers, you get more detail oriented, but jumping into the corporate end of things where you have more time to dedicate and you have a much larger staff where you can fully divulge yourself into the numbers and learn how to manipulate your Excel sheets and figure out, okay, if I put this person here, if I shave off 10 minutes here, what does that mean for the final outcome?
Okay.
And just having the time to really push and sit yourself down in front of a computer and really understand okay, this is important. Like these numbers do matter. Because if these numbers aren't here, then the business this is the difference that could make the business fail or succeed. You know?
Yeah, and like if you're not paying attention to the numbers, you don't know if you're doing better or worse, right? And you might have a gut feeling, but if you can back that up with hard numbers, and then you can see if your efforts to correct are actually working, right? Which is another huge thing that's super important. You got to be able to track those numbers.
That's right.
So